Hi everyone and welcome to chapter 4 recording. In this recording we are going to discuss few problems. So first I'll read the problem, then we'll try to solve it in an Excel and then we'll discuss. So let's start. So what is the rate of interest with continuous compounding? What is the rate of interest with continuous compounding is equivalent to 15% per annum 15% per annum with monthly compounding. So what is happening? They have given you monthly compounding and they are asking you what is the continuous compounding rate. So what is the formula? So let me go to an Excel. So what is the formula for it? Formula is continuous compounding rate RC equals M, that is frequency of compounding, multiplied by natural log 1 plus interest rate that is given to you divided by M, that is the frequency of monthly compounding. Okay, so this is the formula. RC is equal to frequency of compounding M into natural log of 1 plus interest rate to the power M. So if you solve this, so it will be, it is a monthly compounding rate, so frequency of compounding is 12 multiplied by natural log ln of 1 plus interest rate 15% divided by 12. So if you solve that, it comes to 14.91%. So answer for this is 14.91%. So you have to remember this formula. The second one, a deposit account pays 12% per annum with continuous compounding. So they have given continuous compounding, but the interest is actually paid quarterly. How much interest would be paid quarterly on a deposit of 1000? So how much interest would be paid quarterly on a deposit of 10,000? So in this case, what is happening? They have actually given you RC, but you have to find out quarterly rate. So R per quarter. So what is the formula for that? Formula for that is M, the frequency of compounding, into E exponential. So I'll remove the equal to sign so that I can put the formula in. So M into exponential to the power interest rate. So INT, let's say we have given RC, compounded interest rate, divided by M minus 1. So this is the formula. So we are doing the reverse thing. Instead of converting it into a continuous compounding period, we have the continuous compounding rate. We are converting it to quarterly compounding. So if you put it in formula, it will be, you are doing a quarterly compounding, so you convert it into 4 into exponential, that is E to the power RC. What is RC? 12% divided by frequency 4. Okay, and minus 1. So if you solve that, it is 12.18. So quarterly compounding rate is 12.18. So you have 10,000 deposit. You are going to be paid 12.18%. So you are going to be paid 12.18% every year. So how much is your yearly payment? Yearly payment equals 10 grand into this interest rate. But how is the interest paid? It is paid quarterly. So quarterly you're going to get $304.55. Okay. So this is how you do the second one. They are asking you how much interest would be paid per quarter. The next one is interesting. They are giving you Suppose that 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months and 30 months zero rates are 4%, 4.2%, 4.4%, 4.6%, 4.8% with continuous compounding. Estimate the cash price of a bond with face value of 100 which matures in 30 months and pays a 4% per annum semi-annual. So it's a semi-annual bond that matures in 30 months and it pays 4% of face value. So let's do that. So how to do this? So create and timeline. So it starts with 0, then 0.5, that is the first 6 months, then it is 1, it is 1.5, then 2, that is 24 months, okay, and 2.5, that is 30 months. This is given to you. They have also given you zero rates that are continuously compounded. So zero rates in this given period are 4, 4.2, 4.4, etc. So let's note them down. So let's put it in percentage. 4%, then 4.2%, then 4.4%, then 4.6% and 4.8%. Okay, they're also giving you cash flows. They're saying in the end, okay, the cash flow is face value is $100 of the bond and coupon rate is how much? How much did they give in coupon rate? Coupon rate was 4% per annum, but it is paid semi-annually. So it is 4% coupon rate. So coupon payments are 4% into face value divided by 2 because it's paid semi-annually. So cash flows are $2 here, $2 here, $2 here, $2 here and $102 here. So I'll just move this here. Now they are asking you what is the bond price right now. Now how do you find bond price? So bond price is always present value. So you have to find present value at continuous compounding. How do you do it? So this $2 you're going to get and it is continuously compounded. So continuous compounding, whenever we discount we use the minus sign, whenever we compound we use the plus sign. But since we're discounting, we are bringing it back to present, so we are discounting, so it should be negative sign. Percentage they are given 4% per year into what is the time frame? 0.5. okay, so let's link it 0.5. So this is present value of $2 for 6 months. Present value of $2 here is 2 into exponential minus sign 4.2% into $1 or 1 year. So if you just bring it down, you will have present values for all cash flows. Finally, you add them up, that is the price of the bond. That is the price of the bond. Okay, this is how you solve it. Okay, so this one is done. Price of the bond is 98.04. The next problem they're saying, suppose that a 6 months, 12 month, 18 month, 24 month rates are 5, 6, 6.57, right? What is the par yield? So I'll just copy the rates. So it's same, but we don't have 2.5 years. So we only have till 2 years. And the rates given are 5%, 6%, 6.5%, and 7%. These are the rates given. Now how to solve these problems? So we solve these problems by using a formula. They are asking you par yield. So par yield equals 100 minus 100 into D divided by, multiplied by frequency M divided by A. Okay, this is the formula. $100 minus 100 into D into M slash A. Now what is this D and what is this A? M we know, M is semi-annual because they are saying it's a semi-annual payment, so M would be 2. Okay, so M would be 2. So we know that. Yeah. So we know M2, we have to find D and we have to find A. So what is D? D is always discounted value of $1 by maximum period. So it is discounted value of $1 by maximum period given. So that is 2 in this case. So it is $1 is discounted at, discounting exponentially always. So discounted at 7% into 2. Okay, 7% is the interest rate and 2 is the number of years. So it is 0.893. Now what is A? A is value of $1 coupon that you are going to get in all these years. So it will be value of $1 here, $1 here, $1 here, $1 here, and finally addition. So present value of all these $1 coupon. How do you find present value? It is 1 into exponential. Interest rate given is 5% multiplied by 0.5. And always negative sign in exponential. Why? Because we are discounting. So 0.97, 0.417, 86, etc. So if you add them up, comes to 3.69. So A is equal to 3.6935. So if you put it in formula, it will be 100 minus 100 into D multiplied by 2, that is frequency, semi-annual, and divide by 3.69. So your par yield equals 7.07. Okay. Next one, suppose that risk-free zero interest rates with continuous compounding are given. So continuous compounding rates are given and they're asking you to find forward rates for second, third, fourth and fifth year. So how to do that? So I'll copy this to an Excel. We always find forward rates from continuously compounded rate. Continuously compounded risk-free rates, also sometimes called as zero rates. But continuous compounding should be there. Okay. So let's do. I've copied it to an Excel. So forward rate in year 2 will be, formula is, I'll write down the formula first. Future rate in current time period multiplied by the corresponding time minus future rate in t minus 1 time period multiplied by t minus 1. This is in numerator. I'll explain how to do, don't worry. Divided by t minus t minus 1. Okay, so it feels daunting, but it's very easy. It is 3%. So zero rate in second year multiplied by t, that is second year, minus zero rate in the previous year multiplied by 1 divided by 2 minus 1. Okay, so it is 4%. Next year it would be 3.7%, which is zero rate in year 3. So 3.7 into 3 minus 3 into 2 divided by 3 minus 2. So it is 5.1. And I'm just going to drag it. So it is 4, 5.1, 5.7 and 5.7. These are forward rates. For year 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So if we did that, calculate forward rates for second, third, fourth and fifth year. The next question. An interest rate is quoted as 5% per annum, compounded semi-annually. What is the equivalent rate with annual compounding, monthly compounding and continuous compounding? So I'll copy this on an Excel file and then explain. Okay. So let's do it. So what is given to you? 5% interest rate is given, but it is semi-annual. So what is the 5% annual rate, but compounding is semi-annual. So what is the semi-annual rate? It is 2.5%. So 0.025. Now they are asking you to find out annual compounding equivalent, monthly compounding equivalent and continuous compounding equivalent. Now how many years, how many 6 months periods are there in an year? So there are 2 6 months periods. How many months are there in 6 months? So there are 6 months in semi-annual period. Continuous compounding we don't have to worry. So how do you calculate it? So formula for that is 1 plus semi-annually compounded rate, we are converting it to annual. So to the power 2 minus 1. So it is 5.0625. So it is little higher. Okay. That was annual, sorry. This was annual. This was annual. Now if you want to find out monthly compounding rate, how do you do it? 12 months in a year into 1 plus interest rate. So interest rate is 0.25% to the power how many months in 6 months period? So 1 by 6 minus 1. So percentage sign or something went wrong. So 12 into 1 plus brackets. This because it's subtracting later on. So it is 4.9% monthly effective, right? And continuous effective, how do you do? Frequency was given 2 into natural log. So 2 into ln natural log. Always whenever you are converting normal rate into continuously compounding rate, we use natural log. 1 plus semi-annual compounding rate. So that is this one. So it is 4.93. So if semi-annual rate is given, annual equivalent is this, monthly equivalent is this, continuous compounding equivalent is this one. And the last problem, 6 months, 12 month, 18 month and 24 month risk-free zero rates are 4, 4.5, 4.75, 5% with semi-annual compounding. What are the continuous rates? What are the forward rates for 6 months beginning in 18 months? And what is a 2-year par yield? So we are trying to combine everything that we have seen till now. So I'll copy this again and let's try to solve. So first things first, they have given you some rates. So time period 0, 0.5 months, 1 month, 1.5 months and means 0.5 years, 1 year, 1.5 year and 2 years. These rates are given to you. What are they? 4%, 4.5%, then 4.75% and 5%. So these rates are zero rates, but they are not continuously compounded. Whenever we have to find forward rates or we have to find par value, we have to use continuously compounded rates. So first you have to convert it into zero continuously compounded rates. Now how do you convert it into continuously compounding rates? So you simply take a natural log, okay, of, so how do you take a natural log? So it is 2, it is the semi-annual rate, so that's why m into natural log ln divided by interest rate by 2. So frequency into natural log interest rate divided by frequency again. Okay, sorry, that's why it went wrong. It should be 1 plus. So it is frequency into natural log of 1 plus interest rate divided by frequency. So this comes to 3.961. So if you do it for other rates, it should be, this should be 5%. So we found continuously compounded rate. How do you find continuously compounded rate? 1 plus semi-annual rate. So frequency 2 into 1 plus semi-annual compounding rate divided by 2 because the frequency was 2. So we found the continuous compounding rate for corresponding semi-annual zero rate. Now we can find different things. So first is forward prices. So what is forward price in here? Like forward price here. Forward price here we can't calculate because this rate is unknown. But we can calculate forward price here onward. So forward price here onward. So we don't need this. So I'm hiding this. Because we do not use zero rates ever. We use zero rates continuously compounded. So forward rates can't be computed here because we don't know rate at 0. But forward rates can be compounded from here onward. So it is like last problem, this multiplied by 1 minus previous rate multiplied by 0.5 divided by brackets open 1.5 minus 1 minus 0.5. So forward rate at this point, like 1 year later for 6 months, is 0.493. So same way if you do, it will be 4.94 into 1.5 minus 4.450 into 1 divided by 1.5 minus 1, and I'll just drag it. So these are forward rates. Now they are asking you what is forward rates 18 months from now. So forward rates 18 months, that is 1.5 years from now, will be 5.18. Okay. So what is the forward rate for 6 months beginning in 18 months? You know that now. Next, they are asking you par yield. Now if you remember the formula for par yield, it is always 100 minus 100D. I'll remove the equal to sign because I'm putting a formula here. 100 into 100D into M divided by A. So we have to find out, I'll just zoom in a bit. We have to find out D and we have to find out A. Now what is D? D is always $1 discounted at this rate for maximum years given. So it is $1 discounted at this rate for maximum rate given. So it is 0.595. Now A will be that thing, like we have to calculate A. So let's say $1 is received here, here, here and here. So what will be the present value? Present value will be $1 discounted at exponential rate, like it's continuous rate, for 3.961% for 0.5 years. So if you just drag that around, so total A is addition of all these things. So A is 3.77. Okay, so if you put this in formula and calculate the par yield is 100 minus 100 into 0.9 into M, that is 2, divided by A, that is 3.77. So par yield is 4.983 almost. And that's it for chapter 4 problems.